The silence had become unbearable. For months, fans held their breath, waiting for any sign that Heartland would return. Some feared the story was over. Others believed another season was quietly being made behind the scenes. Then, out of nowhere, the truth dropped like lightning. The wait is over. The dust has settled. And now, we finally have the answer we've been hoping for. Heartland Season 19 is coming and it's arriving on November 4. Asterisk for die-hard Heartland fans. The past several months felt like an emotional rollercoaster. Since Season 18 ended, people around the world have been asking the same question. When is Season 19 coming? There were no official updates for weeks. Rumors spread like wildfire on social media, some hopeful, some heartbreaking. Many believed the show might be delayed until next year. Others were afraid there would be no Season 19 at all. And as time passed, the hope slowly started to fade. But Heartland is more than just a show. It's a connection, it's family, it's healing, and it refuses to disappear without giving fans the answers they deserve. That's why, when the official announcement was made, it didn't just confirm a date, it restored a sense of comfort that had been missing for so long. Heartland Season 19 is officially set to release on November 4, 2025. The reaction was instant. Fans flooded the internet with excitement, sharing memories, posting countdowns, and celebrating like it was a holiday. Some even cried, overwhelmed with emotion after waiting so long for clarity. On fan forums, one person wrote, "It's like coming home after being away for too long." Another said, "November can't come fast enough, I need to see Amy." Again, this confirmation didn't just give fans a release date, it gave them peace. All the questions, all the delays, all the worries, melted away with one announcement. November 4 is now marked on calendars across the world. It's no longer just another date's the day Heartland comes back to life. The timing of this news couldn't be more perfect. As the seasons change and the air grows cooler, viewers are ready to settle into a new chapter of the story that has brought warmth to their lives for over a decade. Season 19 promises to be more emotional, more heartfelt, and more powerful than ever before. And now that the date is locked in, the countdown begins. What will happen next on the ranch? Will old wounds be healed? Will new stories bring laughter and tears? All we know is November 4th is the day the wait ends. And Heartland begins again. Asterisk, it didn't come with fireworks. There was no dramatic trailer or cast reunion livestream. In fact, the moment was so quiet, some almost missed it. But for those who followed Heartland for years, it was a moment that hit harder than any TV commercial could. The official release date for Season 19 was revealed in the softest, most unexpected way through a single online post. And yet, that one post would shake the entire Heartland fanbase. It started when CBC's Heartland page uploaded a short caption under a behind-the-scenes photo. At first, it looked like just another casual update from the set. Amy Fleming stood in front of the barn, the Alberta sky glowing behind her. But then fans noticed the caption. "Mark your calendars, November 4th. The family you love is coming home." That was it. Just one line. No long statement. No build-up. But it was all the proof the world needed. Season 19 was not only real, it had a release date. Within minutes, fans began taking screenshots and sharing them across every platform. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, everywhere exploded with the same words. "It's finally happening." Memes popped up. YouTube channels rushed to make reaction videos. Even old Heartland fan blogs that had been silent for years suddenly came back to life. Some fans even admitted they screamed when they saw the date. It felt like a message from an old friend who had finally come back after a long, painful goodbye. But the moment didn't stop there. Within a few hours, Amber Marshall, the heart of the show, reposted the photo on her personal page. Her caption was even simpler than CBC's. "We're back. November 4th. That post alone got thousands of likes. In just a few hours, with fans flooding her comments with messages of love, support, and excitement. Some fans wrote about growing up with Heartland. Others spoke about how the show helped them through hard times. It became clear that this wasn't just a TV show coming back. It was a return to something deeply personal. Then came the reactions. From the cast and crew. Graham Wardle didn't say much, but his cryptic story with a horse emoji and the date 11 quarters was enough to send fans into another frenzy. Others from the production team posted short videos of them walking through familiar Heartland sets, adding music from the show in the background. Every detail, every little clue, added to the growing fire of excitement. And yet, what made this moment so special wasn't just how the date was revealed, it was how it spread. There were no big networks pushing it, no ads forced onto screens. This news traveled through the hearts and hands of the fans themselves. Like wildfire. From one comment to another. From one post to 1,000. It was raw, it was real. And it was all driven by love. The November 4th release date became more than just information, it became a symbol. A symbol that the bond between fans and Heartland is still strong. That the show still matters. That the story still has more to give, and so, it didn't need a press conference. It didn't need a headline. It just needed one quiet sentence and a world full of people who were ready to listen. Asterisk at first glance. November 4th might just seem like any other day, but for those who truly understand Heartland, the emotions, the journeys, the deep connection between characters and fans, it becomes clear. This date wasn't chosen by accident. It carries meaning. It reflects the spirit of the show. And for longtime viewers, it quietly speaks to the heart. Let's start with the basics. Heartland has always favored fall releases. The changing leaves, the crisp air, the early sunsets, about autumn fits the tone of the series. It's the season of reflection, of slowing down, of coming home. The perfect setting for a story that's all about family, healing, and holding on to the people who matter most. But there's something different about November 4. It falls on a Monday. That's rare for Heartland. Most of its past premieres landed on Sundays. So why break tradition? Some believe it's a bold move, placing the premiere at the start of the week, almost like a fresh chapter. Just as Monday begins a new cycle, Heartland Season 19 begins a new emotional journey. It feels intentional, almost symbolic. A new beginning for characters we thought had nothing left to tell. There's also talk among fans about deeper reasons. November is the month of memory. In many cultures, it's a time to remember lost loved ones, to reflect on life's quiet moments, and to give thanks for the ones still with us. Heartland's core story has always revolved around these same themes: loss, love, resilience, and moving forward. For many, the timing brings them back to tie his story, his impact, and how the show carried on after his departure. Some fans even said that the moment they saw the date, they remembered the pain of his farewell, and felt a strange sense of closure. Another clue lies in the rhythm of the show's filming schedule. Production for Season 19 began earlier in the year, with several delays due to unpredictable weather in Alberta. Insiders suggest that pushing the release to November gave editors and writers the space they needed to refine every scene, every frame. The goal wasn't to rush it out, it was to do it right. And that choice, patience over speed, matches the values of Heartland itself. But perhaps the most touching reason for the date isn't something you'll find in any interview. It's the fact that November 4th is close to the anniversary of Heartland's very first episode, which aired back in October 2007. 18 years later, the show still stands, still tells stories, still connects to millions. Choosing a date just weeks away from its original birthday, that feels like a quiet promise to fans. We're still here, and we're not done yet. So no, November 4th isn't just a convenient day on the calendar, it's a carefully chosen return. A reminder that the story of Heartland continues to bloom just like the lives of its characters, on a timeline shaped by growth, love, and legacy. Asterisk, Season 19 may still be under wraps, but Heartland has never needed flashy trailers or loud reveals to stir emotions. The most powerful clues are often the quietest ones: a glance between characters, a line whispered behind the scenes, a photo uploaded without explanation. And if you look closely, Season 19 is already beginning to speak. One thing is certain, Amy Fleming is at the center once again, but this won't be the same Amy we saw in Season 18. This Amy is stronger, wiser, and more complex. A photo shared by Amber Marshall showed Amy standing beside Spartan, looking into the horizon, not smiling, not crying, but thinking. Fans began speculating immediately. Is Amy about to make a life-changing decision? Is she stepping into something new? Or saying goodbye to something old? Jack Bartlett also returns. But this time, something feels different. A short behind-the-scenes video showed Jack walking through the barn alone, stopping to look at an old photo of Marion. The image wasn't part of any official promo. It was likely posted by a crew member without even realizing what it meant. But fans noticed. Jack is dealing with something. Whether it's aging, loss, or passing down the ranch legacy, it's clear he's being pulled into a deep, emotional arc this season. Then there's Tim Fleming. A leaked production still showed him in what looks like a hospital corridors. Head down, hands in his pockets. No official storylines have been confirmed, but some believe Tim could be facing a health scare. Others think it might involve someone else close to him. Either way, the energy surrounding Tim's scenes this year is heavier than usual. What about Lou and Katie? That's where things get interesting. Lou's political career may finally hit a breaking point, and Katie, no longer a child, seems to be stepping into her own storyline. There's even talk that this season may introduce Katie's first real romance arc, something that's been slowly building over the past few seasons. Heartland fans who've grown up with Katie are especially excited and nervous to see how this will change the family dynamic. And Georgie? That's the question everyone's asking. She was absent from most of season 18, leaving a gap that no one else could quite fill. Some subtle signs like cryptic posts from actress Alicia Newton and her horse Phoenix being spotted on set have sparked rumors of a surprise return. Fans are hoping she might reappear mid-season, perhaps during a family emergency or a special event at the ranch. Then there's Lindy. Amy's daughter has been slowly growing into a bigger role, and season 19 might be the moment she truly steps forward. Some fans believe Lindy could start asking questions about her father, and force Amy to open up about her past in ways she's avoided until now. That conversation alone could break hearts across the world. Overall, while season 19 remains mostly hidden, its pieces are quietly falling into place. The cast is back, the ranch is ready, and the emotional weight seems heavier than before. This season won't just continue the story, it will deepen it, expand it, challenge everything we thought we knew about the people we've loved for years. So what do we know for sure? Not much, but sometimes, the strongest stories are told in silence. And if the signs are true, season 19 is going to speak louder than ever before without raising its voice. Heartland has always felt timeless. On screen, the ranch seems untouched by the chaos of the outside world. But off-camera, the path to season 19 was anything but smooth. What many fans don't know is that this season came dangerously close to being postponed or worse, scaled down. The journey from script to screen was a quiet storm, fought with patience, persistence, and love from a crew that refused to give up. The first signs of trouble started early in the year. Alberta's weather, usually unpredictable, turned brutal. Just as filming was set to begin, a surprise blizzard shut down several key roads, delaying the transport of equipment and pushing the entire production back by nearly 2 weeks. What should have been a soft spring start became a cold, difficult reset. Outdoor scenes had to be restructured. Filming locations were reshuffled. Even the animals had to be kept in shelter longer than usual. But the weather was only the beginning. A silent cloud hovered over the TV industry this year: global labor tensions. While Heartland wasn't directly hit by the Hollywood writers and actors strikes, the ripple effects reached even small-town productions. Supply shortages in gear, late deliveries on essential filming tools, and scheduling overlaps with union crews meant the Heartland team had to work double time with limited resources. One insider shared that even simple things like costume deliveries were arriving weeks late, forcing costume designers to repurpose older wardrobe pieces creatively. Then came the emotional toll. Several cast and crew members had personal emergencies during production. One director had to leave mid-shoot due to a family crisis. A longtime horse wrangler suffered an injury on set, leading to sudden adjustments in how horse scenes were filmed. These weren't things the public would ever see, but they impacted every frame, every shooting day, every moment of the production schedule. In spite of all these hurdles, the Heartland crew refused to rush. They made a choice to delay and do it right, rather than deliver something that didn't feel like Heartland. For a while, there were whispers that season 19 might be pushed to 2026. But quietly, behind closed doors, the team pulled together. Cast members volunteered to rearrange their personal commitments. Directors doubled up on scenes. Editors worked overtime. And in the end, the impossible became possible. The season was saved. One producer said in a local interview, "This season was made through heart, not luck. We almost lost it. But this family on screen and off wouldn't let it go." The November 4th release date now feels even more significant. It's not just the day Heartland returns. It's the result of long nights, missed sleep, silent tears, and fierce loyalty. Season 19 could have been late. It could have been cut short. It could have lost its soul in the process. But instead it survived. It's coming. And when it airs, every second will carry the story of the people who fought to bring it to life. Asterisk, it's not just another premiere. It's not just another Sunday night show. November 4th is more than a release date, it's a reunion. It's the return of warmth in a cold world. But make no mistake, this won't be a quiet, gentle beginning. From everything we've gathered, Heartland Season 19 is opening with emotional thunder and the first episode might hit harder than any we've seen in years, so what should fans expect when they press play? First, the silence. The kind of silence only Heartland knows how to use. A peaceful shot of the ranch at dawn, a horse's breath in the morning air, the wind moving through the barn, and then Amy, standing alone, eyes closed, as if listening to something far away. Maybe a voice, maybe a memory. This is how the episode will pull us in, not with shouting or spectacle, but with a feeling, a slow, quiet ache we all recognize from our own lives. From early leaks and behind-the-scenes whispers, it seems episode 1 picks up months after the season 18 finale. Life has moved forward on the surface, but underneath, something's brewing. Amy is holding back a truth. Jack is hiding a fear. And Tim might be on the edge of making a decision that will rock the family to its core. We may even see the return of a character long gone, or at least feel their presence in a powerful way. The premiere will likely center on a family event, a gathering that's meant to be joyful but slowly unravels into something far more complicated. This is classic Heartland. Hope mixed with tension, love blended with pain. A conversation at the dinner table might turn into a revelation. A ride through the fields might become a flashback. A letter might be opened that was never meant to be read. For fans still mourning Ty, this episode might touch on him in unexpected ways, not just through sadness, but through growth. Through how his absence shapes those left behind. Amy's strength, Lindy's questions, even Jack's quiet heartbreak. Don't be surprised if a new challenge forces the family to confront memories they've buried deep. There's also a subtle tension between generations. Katie is growing up and fast. She's no longer asking for advice. She's making decisions. And this might cause friction with Lou, who's already stretched thin between her career and her family. Expect sparks. Expect mistakes. But also, expect those honest, tearful moments that only Heartland can deliver, and the visuals. Breathtaking. The premiere will likely showcase the Alberta landscape in full autumn bloom. Sweeping shots of golden leaves, horses running through fading light, and quiet nighttime scenes under a sky full of stars. Heartland doesn't just tell stories, it paints emotions. Most importantly, this first episode is expected to set the tone for the entire season. It won't tie up loose ends. It will open new wounds, raise deeper questions, and hint at secrets waiting to surface. It's not meant to give comfort, it's meant to pull you in, hold your heart, and remind you why you fell in love with this story in the first place. So, when November 4th comes, don't just expect a show, expect a homecoming. One filled with love, loss, laughter, and change. Because this isn't just the start of another season, it's the beginning of something deeper. Asterisk, every great story has chapters. Some bring comfort, others bring pain, and a few, just a rare few, make you feel like you've lived them yourself. That's what Heartland has always been. Not a television show, but a heartbeat. A gentle, unshakable presence in the lives of millions. And now, as season 19 prepares to return on November 4th, it's not just another chapter, it's the kind you remember forever. Because Heartland didn't survive 18 seasons by luck. It endured because people needed it. Through breakups, illness, loss, loneliness, and even joy, fans turned to the show when real life got too heavy. And in return, Heartland never judged, never shouted. It listened. It spoke quietly. It healed. With every scene of Amy whispering to a horse, every cup of coffee passed between Jack and Lou, every hard word softened by love, it reminded viewers that strength doesn't always look loud. Sometimes, it looks like staying. Sometimes, it looks like silence. Sometimes, it just looks like getting back up. Now, with season 19 on the horizon, that promise still holds. The characters may have aged, some may be gone, others might change in ways we never expected, but the soul of Heartland remains. The fields are still wide. The ranch still stands. The people still love. And you, the fans, are still part of it. This is a show built on connection. That's why the cast always says thank you. Not as a formality, but because they mean it. You didn't just watch the show. You carried it. You brought it back every season with your support, your letters, your tears, your loyalty. And when the world paused, when things looked uncertain, you waited. And now the wait is over. So, as the days count down to November 4th, ask yourself what Heartland has meant to you. Maybe it helped you through grief. Maybe it gave you something to look forward to every week. Maybe it reminded you that family doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to hold on. Wherever you are, whatever you're going through, when that screen lights up again, you won't be watching alone. You'll be joining millions of people who, just like you, needed this return. Not for the horses, not even for the drama, but for the feeling. Because Heartland isn't just coming back, it's coming back for you. Every show ends. But Heartland never really does. It continues in memories, in moments, in the hearts of the fans who've held onto it for nearly 2 decades. Now, with season 19 arriving on November 4th, we're not just counting down to a premiere. We're counting down to a reunion, a return to the family, the ranch, and the quiet strength that helped so many through their own personal storms. Because Heartland is more than actors, scripts, or scenery. It's a feeling, a sense of calm in chaos, a reminder that it's okay to break, but more importantly, that it's always possible to heal. Every character carries that message, from Amy's quiet courage, to Jack's steady wisdom, to Tim's messy growth, and even the horses who say more with a glance than most do with words. This story is deeply human, and that's why it matters. As season 19 approaches, many are wondering, will this season hurt? Probably. Will it heal? Definitely. The beauty of Heartland is that it never hides from the hard stuff. It lets the characters and the audience feel everything. And through those feelings, something real happens. A connection, a reflection, sometimes even a kind of peace. You may not live on a ranch, you may have never ridden a horse, but somehow, you saw yourself in Amy, or Lou, or Georgie, maybe in Jack's tired eyes, maybe in Lindy's innocent hope. And that's the magic. That's what made Heartland not just a show but a second home. So, as we count the days until November 4th, remember, you're not just waiting for a TV episode. You're returning to something that understands you, something that accepts you, without asking you to be perfect. You're returning to a story that believes family isn't about always getting it right, it's about never giving up on each other. And when that screen lights up on premiere day, we'll all be watching together, around the world, across time zones. Different people, different stories, but one thing in common: Heartland lives in all of us. To stay updated with every reveal, trailer, and emotional moment leading up to the premiere, don't forget to subscribe to Nextdoor, your place for everything Heartland and beyond. Because the story doesn't stop on November 4th, it begins again. We'll be right here to share it with you.